Welcome to Just Hoops. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of the surprises from this past season in Jose Alvarado and his ability to guard on the ball. Starting off with some stats, his defensive rating was a 104.8, his defensive field goal percentage was a 38.1, point per possession of .845, steal per game at 1.3, his steal percentage for the team was 39.4%, and his defensive box plus minus was 2.4. Jose Alvarado was a pleasant surprise for the Pelicans as a two-way player initially and then earned his way onto the playoff roster and was a huge impact guy in the playoffs against the Suns. But in this video, we're going to dive into certain aspects of his ability to guard, especially on the ball, starting with ball screen defense. In ball screen situations, he was heavily impactful, putting pressure on the point, staying connected, and really making things difficult for the ball handler. But we're going to dive into some aspects of things they did that made him successful. In this first clip against the Hawks, you'll see as the screen comes, he does a good job at getting his foot and lead shoulder over the screen. That ability to get the lead side of his body over the screen allows him to get in place, stay connected to the ball, and stay in front while applying pressure. You'll see in this clip also, he leads with his foot and shoulder to get around and wrap around the screen to make a play at the ball. That ability to get around the screen effectively and efficiently makes it really tough on the ball to get space. He stays connected and always tries to get in front as fast as possible. In this clip against the Suns, you'll see he stays connected. This is the different coverage. They're downing or icing the ball screen, and he's arm barring him on the top side, staying connected, staying physical, using his body, using his chest, and when the screen gets flipped, he stays connected with that arm bar, doesn't let loose of the ball, and makes a play with the contest. Now against Boston here, you'll see it's another ice. He stays connected with that arm bar. His ability to be physical, up into the ball, makes it difficult for any screen to really be effective, regardless of the coverage. He stays physical, and he does great with his feet and his physicality, arm bars, things like that allow it really hard for the screener to get a good angle and get contact on Jose to free up the offensive player. And at the end of the day, Jose does a great job at being active and playing with energy, getting back in the play. Now let's talk about what Alvarado does in one-on-one situations where he has to guard his yard. Jose showed a great job at being physical, being active, and really making an impact at the defensive end in one-on-one situations. So let's dive into some things they did very well. Starting with his stance. Look at how low he is. Look at his activity at the point. He's making Siakam work. This is a great standstill shot of his stance. He's low. He's on the balls of his feet. His hands are out and active. He's making plays at the ball. But overall, he just stays low, stays in front, and it's because of his stance and his ability to stay low regardless of the matchup. This clip against DeJounte Murray, he stays low. He uses his chest and arm bar to stay in front and stay physical while staying connected and making a play. This play against the Trailblazers, you'll see it's a mismatch in the post, and he stays low, he stays solid, uses his chest, and he's active with his hands at making a play at the ball and forcing a turnover. In this clip here against OG Anunoby, I want to show Jose's ability to anticipate. As OG drives left, Jose jumps to get in front of that drive and forces OG into a tough jumper. His ability to really anticipate where the ball wants to go and make plays and get in front of that is huge in his impact at the point of attack. Now against the Pacers here, you can see that he uses his chest to stay in front against Caris LeVert. Caris LeVert's trying to drive, get an angle, but Jose Alvarado gets his chest in front of the drive. By doing this, it makes it very difficult for the offensive player to find an angle, find an advantage, and get downhill and make a play. This is a great example of chesting up, walling up, and being solid by guarding your yard. In this clip against Quickly, you can see his stance and his ability to contest the shot at the end. He reaches up high, doesn't touch the body, and makes a play at the point of release. He makes a play at the highest point of the shot. Here's another great example of Jose's contest on one-on-one situations. He stays low, guards his yard, uses his chest to stay in front, but on the shot, look at this. He stays straight up and down and curves his hand to affect the release point. This makes the shot so much more difficult for Fred VanVleet as the offensive player. But this last clip here against the Suns puts it all together. Chris Paul catches it. Jose is low in his stance. His hands are out and active, making plays at the ball when he could. And on the release, see how he contests at the highest point of the shot. Now let's move off the ball and talk about how good he is at rotating and contesting shots. So we talked a little bit about how he contests the release, but the big thing I want to talk about in this part of the video is his ability to cover ground and just play with energy off the ball. Look at this, he tags the roll, the ball gets kicked out, and he sprints from the middle of the lane line all the way up to the slot area and makes a contest on the shot. This play, it's a kick out again, he's at the nail and makes a play in the slot. He's just very active as a defender, whether he's on or off the ball. The effort he gives on a possession by possession basis is one of a kind. And this is seen throughout all of these clips. He's flying around from the help side to the ball, making a play at the shot, and he's also able to contain off of closeouts and really impact the ball as a one-on-one defender, as we talked about earlier in this video. But this is just one other thing that makes him special as a defender. Now let's dive into Jose Alvarado's playmaking ability at the defensive end. Jose was coined the nickname Grand Theft Alvarado for a reason, and that is because of his defensive playmaking ability. This is an example of him hiding in the corner and coming for a behind the back steal. This is a play that he basically coined this season, and it's based on his hard work and dedication as a defender. He's not willing to get himself out of play. He's always going to make an effort regardless of what's happening. We just talked about it in the last part about closing out. He's possession by possession, hard work, and just activity overall is one of a kind. He flies around, he'll scrap low. He's going to know where the ball wants to be, and he's going to put himself in position to make a play. Whether he's in the gap or on the help side or just in transition, he's going to find a way to sniff out the ball and just make a play. In this clip here against Portland, you'll see that he is active in the gap and makes a play from behind. These little things that he does on a consistent basis is what makes him special as a defender. He makes plays, makes winning efforts, and it's just what you want as a teammate, especially at the defensive end of the floor. He'll fly around, do his job at a high level, and really do what it takes to win basketball games. Also, his hand activity on the ball is one of a kind and a big reason why he's able to force turnovers and make plays. His overall effort, his overall energy is just something that's special and something that could really harvest a winning culture for a long time in New Orleans. So to wrap things up, Jose Alvarado put the league on notice with his ability to guard inside and out, be fundamentally sound in his stance and his ability to contest shots, and just his overall activity and energy at this end of the floor. So I hope this video shed some light on what it takes to be a high-level defender with great effort, great energy, and attention to detail. For more content like this, please like, subscribe, and share, and we will catch you in the next one.